into a standing position, and if there's something that you have there at home, a block or a bolster that you know that you're going to use during the class, you might as well have that gathered right now. Take a couple of test movements outward. Make sure that you've got room to step forward or back, so you've got some space around you and you've got your mat ready. And we will go ahead and begin. The way we're going to start is as we stand, having our feet about hip distance, we're going to begin to allow our body to spin around. Nice spinning turns. So we begin to loosen up. We'll feel it in the rib cage. We'll feel it in our spinal joints perhaps. We'll feel it in the shoulders. And goodness knows we probably stored a lot of tension in all those places. So just let those arms fly free. Notice what you feel, where you're feeling it, and notice that probably you're starting to feel things are beginning to loosen up just a little bit. And that's good. Now we're going to take our arms, we'll lift them up, and we'll let the arms just fall down. And so we're just going to throw the arms up and down, and that will pull into the structure of the shoulder and release more tension, alert us to things that might be happening in the shoulder, things that we'll take care of by adapting as we do the actions in the class. And now we're going to make those knees soft. We're going to rock our weight back onto our heels and then take our weight in forward onto the toes. And I want us to lose our balance just a little bit. And each time we lose our balance, we're going to go into more of a crouch position. So back and forth, allowing the body to go into a crouch each time we lose our balance. And that's good. That's going to instill a need to balance during the class. But as we put one foot forward and keep the knees soft and go to the toes, this is going to help us with all sorts of things just out and about. We're going to go forward and back, crouching as we go. And making sure that if we are on a walk somewhere and we start to lose our balance, instead of locking our knees, we know to bend them. But we teach ourselves that because we create the action over and over again. We practice it. Let's put the other foot in the forward position and then onto those toes and back onto those heels. And it might be more difficult to regain or to keep balance one side versus the other, and that's just normal. And that's great. So now let us stand. We've got our feet about hip distance. We're letting the weight come all the way to the inner edges of the feet, and then bringing the weight all the way to the outer edges of the feet. So we're going to go back and forth like that. So outer edge and inner edge of the feet. And as we create these movements, we'll feel the shifting of the bone structure in the ankle itself. So we feel that action. And now we're going to balance our weight evenly across the ball of the foot from big to little toe. And in the center of the heels, we push them away from each other to uplift the arch. And then as we've done that, we're going to pull our toes up. We're going to pull our fingers back. And we're going to squeeze those toes down. And we're going to grip our fingers to the top where they join into the palm. And we'll go back and forth, pulling the fingers back, lifting the toes, and squeezing down. And that's going to activate the joints. It's going to bend them more. It's going to stretch more. It's going to bring action to muscles that we might not typically use. And this is good. Now let's try this. Let's spread our fingers and their toes wide and then squeeze them together narrow and tight. And maybe they do and maybe they don't move very much wide or very tight. But we create the action, and we know that as we practice, things will keep getting better. Now try it with the big toes moving towards each other. Big toe move toward big toe. And maybe there's some movement there, maybe not yet. Now press down the big toe. Be sure to push the heels away from each other. Lift your small toes up and bring them down. So up and down we go with those small toes. And now those small toes are going to stay down. Our big toe is lifting up and down. And now the big toe goes down and the little toe goes down, and our three center toes are going to lift up and down. And that's great. Now keep that balance across the ball of the foot. Pull your hips back a bit. Lift your spine upward. Let the shoulders adjust a little back and a little down. Keep the top of the head reaching up, and as you inhale, reach those arms forward and up. Lift up to a comfortable point of stretch, and as you exhale, take those arms out and bring them down. Now the first time alerts us to several things, and the second time is a good time to explore your flexibility, explore the distance that you can bring yourself into a stretch, and notice what you feel and where you're feeling it, and try and just find those boundaries, those edges, and find out if they're a soft edge that you can push into or whether it's sort of a warning and you shouldn't push further. Now let's go to the side with the lift. We come up. We're going to feel that differently in the shoulders, the neck, the upper, and even the lower back. Exhale, then come down. We'll do that again, breathing in. And we're breathing out. Now, we'll take this the other way. So we inhale, and the body cares about the direction we're traveling, which muscles have contracted first, second, third. It really makes a difference. And that's great. Now let's take those arms up. We're going to lift up the center of our spine, the side of our chest. We're going to stretch that arm. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, let that relax. We'll lift the center. We'll lift the side. We'll stretch the arm and inhale. Exhale, let that relax. Again, center lift, side lift, arm stretch, inhale. Exhale, release. And center lift, side lift, arm stretch, inhale. Exhale, take the arms now, interlock those fingers together, stretch those hands out. And we're going to bring the arms and the chest up. And as we lift, we're going to spiral up from legs through chest, through arms. Inhale, spiral up. And then exhale, release the spiral. We're going to upward lift again. And as we upward lift, we spiral up. We inhale. And then exhale, coming out of that spiral. And now we're going to go for length. We're going to lift the chest and lift the arms. Now maintain that constant upward pull. And as you arch, keep pulling chest away from hips so there's no jamming. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, throw those arms down. Relieve some tension. And that is great. Let's lift up the chest. Let's squeeze the shoulder blades back together, reaching the arms backward. Exhale. And let the arms go forward. Broaden the shoulder blades. Deep inhale. We're going to reach and squeeze back. We exhale. Forward shoulders, inhale. And once again, we're going to reach and squeeze back and exhale. And now relax those arms down. Spread your feet out wider. Lift up your chest and begin to spin. So now we're spinning. We may have loosened up. Areas that were tight before might be looser. And we're going to isolate. We're going to upwardly lift. Now keep the chest lifted and turn the shoulders, but not the hips. So there will be a limit to how much we can turn. Keep uplifted and turn shoulders and not hips. So we go back and forth. Good. Now upward lift. Let's turn those hips and not the shoulders. Good. Now, press your feet and your knees outward. Feel the action in your outer hips. Pull in that core. Lift the chest and lower the shoulders. We're going to tilt to the side, keeping the pelvis in the center. And then we're going to lift our chest and our arm up, stretching. Inhale. Exhaling. Lift all the way up and out. And then press out those feet again. Pull in the belly, chest up and shoulders down. We make a bit of a tilt. We take the chest and the arm. We stretch up. We inhale. And then we exhale. We lift ourselves all the way up and out. Now we're going to step our feet wide. We're going to bend at the knees a little bit and lift the chest and shoulders up. We've got a nice little crease line for the heel of our palm to fit into, and we bend forward from that. Now on one side, pressing the heel of the palm to straighten the arm more is going to stretch the spine. So do that comfortably. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Let the elbow bend. Now side two. We begin to push. We begin to straighten. We take a deep inhale. Exhale. That elbow bends. And now both sides. We press. We work to straighten the arms. We traction the spine, decompressing it. We'll take a deep inhale. And then as we exhale, we bend the elbows. We bend the knees. We're going to bring our hands all the way down. Now shift the weight to one side, straightening the other leg enough to feel the stretch on the inner thigh, breathing deeply. And then we'll go across the other way, stretching and breathing. We'll go to the first side again, and again to the second side. And now at center, we're going to lift our hips, although we'll keep some bend in the knee to control the stretch. And if you like, you can begin to sway the head and shoulders from side to side, breathing deeply. Now we'll put one hand down. We're going to bring the other shoulder up toward the back of the body. We press out the feet. We reach our chest away from the hips to lengthen. We breathe. And on exhale, the hand comes down. The other shoulder lifts. We press out the feet for stability. We lengthen. We breathe. Exhale, we come to center. Now we're going to bend the knees and put the hands up on the knees and lift the chest. We're going to get those arms straight. And now we softly reach our shoulder across. We want some stretch, but it's many places at once, so keep it comfortable and breathe deeply. And then we're going to go the other way, stretching across, deepening our breath. To the first side again. Inhale so much those ribs open wide. And then exhaling at center, reach across, inhale, open those ribs wide. And then on exhale, come to center and bend your knees and come up out of that.